We've got some more coverage of the events unfolding in Israel as it impacts the United States here at home. Here's that.
This is a very telling moment, Mr. Secretary, because you've said something that's quite possible that could happen, right? Shots from Gaza on our service members, and then the response, our armed service members shooting live fire into Gaza. That is a possible outcome here so that we can become the Port Authority and run this pier. Right?
That's correct.
Wow. A stunning admission there, as you see, questioning by Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz to defend Secretary Lloyd Austin at a House Armed Services Committee hearing. It happened this week. And in case you missed it, we wanted to focus in on this moment where Austin had admitted that violence could break out between U.S. service members and Gaza forces at this aid pier, and that it's a real possibility.
Last month, President Biden ordered the Army to build the $320 million pier meant to ease the flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza by sea as the Israel-Hamas war nears the 7th-month mark. Now, Gerard Filitti is the senior counsel for the Lawfare Project. Eric Mitchell is a Republican strategist. Thank you both for being here today. I want to get your thoughts on this pier. Gerard, we'll start with you. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin saying that the U.S. troops building the Gaza aid pier, as you heard, can return fire if attacked by Hamas. Now, this is quite disturbing that they're even put in this dangerous position. We're also hearing that the British Army might be sending some troops there to deliver the aid from the pier into Gaza. We could possibly see a similar situation happening there with the British. How dangerous is this? And also, Gerard, how unprecedented is this to go through this much trouble to construct a humanitarian aid pier in a population that's run by a terrorist organization?
Well, that's precisely the issue. This is unprecedented, and this is delivering aid to a people that are being run by a terrorist organization that is committed to attacking Israel and American interests as well. Now, it's a good thing that Lloyd Austin said that Americans can actually defend themselves. We've had plenty of instances in the past 2 decades where Americans were charged with delivering humanitarian supplies in Africa, in Southeast Europe, and they were not allowed to fire back when shot at. So at least this is progress. Soldiers can defend themselves. But the real issue is someone needs to deliver aid to Gaza, and it cannot be Arab states that will provide more weapons and funding and ammunition to the Hamas regime. It has to be the rest of the world. America shouldn't be doing it alone, but we will inevitably be putting people in harm's way to help in a humanitarian mission.
Right. And Eric, you think about the impact of this conversation. You kind of see where Gaetz is going with this. The question about whether or not, U.S. troops assisting with humanitarian aid via a pier connected to Gaza would one day become U.S. boots on the ground in Gaza. And Lloyd Austin shuts that down, saying we won't. Also commenting on Israeli troops there, saying that would not be happening right now. But talk to me about where you're seeing this going.
Well, I'm a Marine veteran, and I'm sorry, but this just sounds like the same story we heard with the Afghanistan pullout, right? That ended up with 13 of my brothers and sisters in the Marine Corps dead. Remember, in Lebanon back in the 80s, we also had 285 Marines and sailors killed in a peaceful place on the airport. We were there providing assistance. So to say that we're able to fire back at terrorists who are now controlling these aid levels that are being sent in. We just saw that video just yesterday, right? Hamas on the aid trucks driving through, shooting people because there's, we just gave them billions of dollars and this is what terrorists do. We're supposed to trust that just a few weeks ago they mortared the very pier, which is just footsteps away from land. So boots on the ground is very real, and it doesn't matter if we have his IDF right there. Those are called targets also. They don't like us. They're going to shoot at us, and it doesn't matter what Joe says because it just seems that American lives aren't important to them. It's this back here looking for votes. That's the way I look at it, is this is pure looking for votes because American lives don't matter to Joe Biden because we've seen his track record with blood on his hands, with Marines in Afghanistan, and here we are again. We're not going boots on the ground, but we're sure pretty close on this pier that's right within target distance of people who love to kill Americans.
All right, we got to leave it right there, gentlemen. Thank you both for coming on, sharing your perspectives, Eric and Gerard. We do appreciate it.